Welcome back to Neo Racing, everyone. We are at Kyoto Driving Park, Yamagiwa, for the third round of the Neo Racing's GT Sport Championship, the 40-minute endurance. Bidzster is on pole. Unfortunately, I wasn't here for the last round at Brands Hatch, but I'm sure we'll get the results on. You'll see the results on the Neo Racing Facebook page. Boost is on. Off we go. Good start by everyone, good start from Jay Hewson. Look the inside. Bidzster gets the lead into the first corner. Everyone else battling further back. Everyone's neatly through the first corner as we come through these fast, twisty corners. Cypher's off in the background. Everyone jockeying for position. It's going to be an intense race with the boost on. Bidzster's still in the lead up front, everyone else is jockeying for positions. Man of Steel and TY run wide. Man of Steel's off. There's TY. There's the leaders. Bidzster's defending from Neil in towards the chicane. Bidzster keeps the position. Jay Hewson almost runs into the back of him. Danny Quaver almost off in the background. Neil's still behind Bidzster. As he has a look, Bidzster in the ever orange colours. Defends the inside into the hairpin. Jay Hewson looks at the inside of Neil, consequently at the same time, and further back there's more drama. Keeps having a look up around the outside of Sensation, who's a new guy to the championship. One of Jay Hewson's friends. Meanwhile the top three still remain the same. Or do they? Because Jay's looking at the inside and Bidzster's made an error. Bidzster's way out of control. Bidzster's made a really bad error there. Lets Neil go. There's Bidzster a bit further back. Danny Craven's got past him as well. He'll not be happy about that. Everyone else into the first corner. Sensation runs wide. Off onto the grass. There's Man of Steel with Mr. Slow on up the inside of him. Everyone's doing the same camera shot almost. Through the tight, twisty turns 2, 3, 4. And in towards the long left-hander. Man of Steel's up the inside of Keith. Bidzster's trying to get past Danny Quaver. He's thinking about it. No, he's not close enough yet. Man of Steel's up the inside of Keith in the background. Keith manages to keep holding position. Everyone's still together. Now for those of you that don't know how the boost works, basically the further back you go, the more boost it gives you. Bidzster up the inside of TY, up the inside of Danny Quaver, sorry, I'm so used to saying Bidzster up the inside of TY, but yep, Danny Quaver's fighting back though, he's not letting him have it lightly. And he gets through. And with the boost being on, the further back you go, the more boost you get. TY makes a little error there. And that's why everyone's keeping close. Roughly for every position you go back, you gain about 10 horsepower and lose about 10 kilo. Roughly. And it helps. Mr. Slow one looking on the outside of TY now. Meanwhile at the front, it's still the same order. Neil J, Bidzster. Who's that? Who's gone wide there? Someone went wide there. Man of Steel went wide. As they go into the little complex section, Sensation at the back, still side by side with Cypher. So with Mr. Slow One. Let's come down towards the left-hander. I think there's a battle at the front. Yes, Bidzster's right on the back of Jay Hewson. They'll be slowing each other up though. They don't want to let Neil get too far ahead. They're a bit more spread out now as we look back to the battle behind TY and Keith. TY's on the grass, gets shoved off by Keith. Loses it, manages to keep control, but the boost will soon have him back up there. Into the chicane. Danny Quaver 4th, Man of Steel 5th, Keith 6th, Sensation 7th. Look towards the hairpin, you can see the boost working for the cars behind, really closing up. It's boost, one race is boost on, one race is boost off. Man of Steel loses it. Mr. Slow One gains past Sensation as well, or does he? Just a side by side. Meanwhile, Jay and Bidzster having a good old battle at it for second and third. I see Jay Houston back up there again. As they come down the straight. Let's have a look a bit further back. There's Sensation. New guy to the championship, followed by TY. Making a good little group of three here. TY's up the inside. He's having a look, but he's not going to get out there, I don't think. We will go back to the little battle in front. Bidzster's trying to get onto the back of Jay Houston still. Jay still keeping a good line through that corner. Meanwhile, it's 3 into 1. Sensation, followed by TY with Man of Steel up the inside of TY. Gives him a little nudge to say hello, and then he's going to try and get up the inside of Sensation at the same time as well, but no, doesn't get the run. Oh, but will he have a little dive on the brakes? Yes, he will! He's up the inside, boom, a little bit of contact. Well, we're never going to work in today, but then Sensation loses it, Man of Steel goes through. A little bit unfair there for Man of Steel, I think, but no harm done. As they go into the hairpin, there's Bidzster still behind Jay Houston, still can't get close enough to make a move yet. While there's Man of Steel trying to defend from Sensation and TY. Turned out to be a phenomenal race this, and we're only 6 minutes in. As we go into the last hairpin, TY's on the outside. Might try and get a better run onto the straight, which he does. He's trying to look around the outside. He's going to go around the outside of Sensation, which is a bit of a risky way of doing things, but because Sensation's close up to Man of Steel as well. Man of Steel runs a bit wide though. Man of Steel runs very wide. TY and Sensation are going to go through on the inside. Well, Sensation does, but he goes on the grass and loses it. Oh, he's lost it all by himself. He's lost it in the background. Sensation. TY and Man of Steel go through. Meanwhile, Bidzster's on the outside of Jay Houston. He's really trying to get past him now. He's going to try and keep on the outside on the way out the corner. Jay Houston keeps ahead. He's going to try and defend now. Will Bidzster move out and try and take the inside? He does. Goes up the inside onto the brakes and into the inside. Oh, what a move from Bidzster there, but Jay Houston's going to be fighting right back at him. Darts to the inside, as close as you like, coming down towards the hairpin. Jay Houston's on the inside, going to try and defend. Neil's going to be thinking, go on boys, keep battling, I'm just going to pull away from you here. Jay Houston keeps it for now. Bidzster's still on the back of him like glue, like a rash. Can't get rid of Bidzster. Jay defends. As we go into the hairpin. And keeps the position for now. Bidzster's going to have a look onto the inside for the next corner. He does. He's side by side. Everyone else is still a little bit more. There's no little battles going on further back yet. Bidzster defends. Jay Houston's trying to go down the inside. Gives him a little tap to say, come on, get on with it. Bidzster still keeps the position. Jay's right behind him still. Meanwhile, just to quickly look back to this little battle into the first corner. Man of Steel runs wide. TY's up the. Danny Quaver's up the inside of TY though. A little bit of contact there. I heard a bit of contact. The camera went a bit funny there. Apologies for that, but I think everything else is alright. Meanwhile, back to the Bidzster and Jay Houston. Bidzster's ahead. Jay Houston. Neil in the lead. Neil, Bidzster, Jay, Keith, Danny Quaver, or should I say Man of Steel, Danny Quaver. There's the Man of Steel who's going to get past him, and TY as well. Danny Quaver goes wide. He's going to slow him down for some reason. Sensation's going to get past for 7th as well. Mr. Slow One's going to get past for 8th by the look of it. As the camera pops up from behind the wall. And Danny Quaver just about holds on to 8th place. Jay and Bidzster still together. Jay's not letting him go. Meanwhile, Neil's pulling away out front. Here's the battle for the rest of the positions. TY's having to defend from Sensation. Danny Quaver's up the inside of Sensation, but he's on the wrong side for the next corner. Defending. Mr. Slowan's up the inside. Man of Steel. It's all happening here. Man of Steel's up the inside of Danny Quaver. As they all go 3 into 1. down the straight. Danny Quaver's getting a good boost, but look at Ian, Mr. Slow One. Up the inside, 3 wide, 4 wide, contact, Danny Quaver hits. Man of Steel runs wide. Sensation says, thank you very much, gentlemen, I'll have those positions. Danny Quaver says, get off of the track. Man of Steel, that's my line. Gives him a little tap to make good friends. As they all eventually fold themselves through this little tight complex. Meanwhile, Jay Hewson behind Bidzster, still on him like a rash. As they come through the little chicane bit, he's lost a bit of time there. I think Bidzster went a little bit wide as well there, so that's not really helped both of their causes. Meanwhile, coming down towards the chicane now is this group of 5 battling for 5th place. And 4th place even, because Keith's losing time to these lot now. So there's TY, there's Sensation, Man of Steel behind him. He might look up to the inside. As we go on board with Man of Steel. Up the inside, Keith's run wide, Where's Keith? There he is. He's been mugged by absolutely everyone there, even Cypher's come past with the boost from the back, so Cypher's back in this now. Keith goes to the back, just shows you what can happen, 4th to the back, in one corner. Who was that went off? Someone went off there, I think that was Sensation, went wide. TY's around the outside. 11 minutes in, and I feel like I'm losing my voice already. Mr. Slow One's at the inside of Danny Quaver into the first corner. Will he be able to get it stopped in time and make it stick? No, Danny keeps around the outside. There's Cypher making his way back through. Don't try to go side by side through here, gentlemen. That's a bad idea. Here's Mr. Slow One having a good race. Gonna look at the inside of Danny. Sensation's having to. Oh, Sensation makes contact with Cypher in the background. They take each other off. Cypher's on the grass. Sensation goes through. Keeps up to 8th. Right behind Mr. Slow One. Will he have a look into the chicane? Mr. Slow One might have a look at Danny Quaver. Danny Quaver moves across to defend. Keith goes up the inside. Got him. Keith got him. There's Danny Quaver. There's Man of Steel. Towards the hairpin. Let's go on board with Danny Quaver for a bit. Meanwhile, Bidzster's still trying to defend from Jay Hewson here. And they come down towards the first corner. 12.5 minutes into this 40-minute race. Around the first corner. He's still behind him. He still wants to try and get past. He's right behind him now. He's going to have a look at the inside towards the next chicane bit. He'll be mad if he tries to go side by side through there and he backs off. Good thinking there. Keith and Danny Quaver still side by side. Sensation waiting to pick up the spoils, and I think he's going to pick up some spoils here because Danny Quaver's gone wide and he's going to try and keep up the inside, but no. Danny Quaver and Keith side by side into the left right. They're mad. Keith has a little bit of a wobble. Danny Quaver has to lift off the throttle. Sensation's going to come through on one side. Ian's going to try and come through on the other. No, he backs out of it. Sensation's at the inside of Danny Quaver. And it all remains the same there. Sensation looking at the inside of Keith now. No, he's done that to the other side. Someone else on the grass in the background. Mr. Slow One's on the grass in the background. Keith compromises his line there. Sensation will be at the inside. Sensation will be right behind him. He's going to try and go around him even. And Danny Quaver's going to make it 3 wide on the other side. Watch out, boys. Keith's at the inside. To the hairpin, keeps it there. Sensation's going to try and stick around the outside with him, but now gets a little squirm on. Danny Quaver closes up. Fantastic racing from these lot. Danny Quaver's running wide. Danny's off. Run a bit wide there. Mr. Slow One will take advantage. Meanwhile, Jay Hewson behind Bidzster. Bidzster still ahead. As we now look back, TY 4th, Man of Steel 5th. Keith 6th, Sensation 7th, Danny Quaver 8th, Mr. Slow 9th, Cypher 10th. All within a couple of seconds of each other. Fantastic racing. This is what the boost does. It helps to make it fantastic racing. Some some people might say it's not pure, but when it makes battles like this, it's worth having on. All trying to fold through there. Keith makes a little error. Danny's up the inside. Squirm. Keith defends. Danny Quaver goes around the outside, and Sensation's going to try and go around the outside as well. Says, come on, Danny, if you can do it, I can as well. They're both from wide. Man of Steel's off as well. Anything could happen here. Danny goes past into 6th place. Man of Steel's going to go backwards here. Ian's up the inside. Mr. Slow One is up the inside. Careful how you fold through here, boys. Mr. Slow One runs wide. Sensation go through. And will Cypher go through as well? We'll soon find out. Man of Steel's up the inside. He's on the grass. He's not going to get that stopped. He's lost it completely. He's off. Completely off. Well, don't worry, with the boost, he'll soon be back on this pack in a couple of laps. Meanwhile, the battle for 3rd, Bidzster and Jay, still the same gap between them, and Neil's pulling away at the front. Neil's got some real good pace, and he's just pulling away from everyone out front. TY in 4th, Danny Quaver and everyone else battling for 5th still. Sensation's right behind Keith now. He's going to look to the outside of Keith. Ian's going to draft up and he's going to try and make it 3 wide into the first corner. Ian's up the inside. Mr. Slow One. He's up the inside. Sensation runs wide. I think they're still almost 3 abreast as they come out the corner. Sensation moves up to 7th. Keith keeps 6th. Car in the pits. Man of Steel's coming. So Man of Steel's come into the pits for some fresh rubber, obviously from that spin that he had. Probably had a flat spot. There's Cypher around Mr. Slow One. Everyone else battling for 5th. Danny Quaver in 5th. Soon to be relegated to 6th, I think. The Sensation's up the inside. And Keith and Cypher, everyone else is up the inside of him as well. Gets well and truly mugged there, does Danny Quaver. Cypher's up to 7th. Keith behind Sensation. A bit further back. Who's that down up the inside? Mr. Slow One having a dive up the inside of Danny. Overall, everyone gets squirmy. To the little kink. Sort of single files everyone out this one. As Mr. Slow One looks at the inside of Cypher. Stamps on the anchors and thinks twice about it. Sensation's having to defend from Keith and everyone else now. Here they come, the little group of 5 cars. Mr. Slow One's up the inside of Cypher again. Cypher gives him an acre of room. Goes and visits the marshals and says hello. Sensation, Keith, Danny, Mr. Slow One, Cypher, in that order, but not for long. Because I fear it'll all change by the next couple of corners. Just Slow One's at the inside and really stamps on the anchors and thinks about it. Come on, Mr. Slow One, if you're going to go up the inside, you've got to commit to it, mate. Cypher's off, Cypher's spun, Cypher's made a mistake. That just shows you what happens when you get a wheel on the grass. And Mr. Slow One and Danny are off as well. All happened there really quickly. Just Keith resumes 5th. Sensation in 6th. Mr. Slow One 7th. Cypher 8th. And Danny Quaver 9th. Man of Steel 10th. So Sensation's still behind Keith. Let's check on the battle up front. Bidzster is still ahead of Jay Houston. Neil's still in the lead by a country mile. Not really making the boost. The boosters obviously doesn't affect Neil very well. Bidzster's still ahead of Jay. There he is. Now we've got to think about tyres, because this is where the tyres will starting to be fading away at this point. Because everyone, I think everyone apart from Man of Steel was running the super soft tyre. So and TY was running the soft, but everyone else was running the super soft tyre. So they'll have to change halfway through. I don't think the tyre will last till the end. Sensations run wide. Keith's having a look at the inside. He's onto the grass even, but no. Mr. Slow One's right behind Keith now. Mr. Slow One's really having a look. He's really piling the pressure on. He's going to look at the inside into the... He darts to it. Is he going to commit to it? No. Stamps on the anchors again. Come on, Mr. Slow One. If you're going to get a pass, you've got to roll it off them brakes. You can't just stamp on them like that. And he, oh, speaking of stamping, he hits the wall. And boom! And also, Danny Quavers off again in the background. Big error there from Danny. So Man of Steel will go through. He's after his little catch-up pit stop. He was really on it. You can see the boost working for him. Just darting through the corners. There's Mr. Slow One and everyone else who's battling for 5th. Do you think they were all battling for the race lead with the way that they're going at it? Neil's in the pits. Neil is in the pits. Changing tyres. Will Bidzster come in? Yes, Bidzster's in. Jay Hewson goes round. So Neil's coming out the pits. In front of Jay Hewson. That's how much gap he had. And TY's in also. So Bidzster's took a fresh set of super soft. TY's in. Keith, they've not really even reached the pits yet. Here we are, the battle for 5th, and everyone else battling for other positions. Danny Quavers up the inside of Cypher. Cypher runs wide again, leaves everyone a country mile to do what they want. Mr. Slow One trying to get up the advantage up the inside. Danny Quavers up behind the other group now. Keith and Sensation are halfway through this race. Here we go, through and out of the little left-right twists. Down towards the long left-hander. It's a lovely track, this Kyoto, beautiful to drive. Cypher's having to think about the inside of Danny. Oh, a little bit of contact there. Don't know whether that was lag or contact, but a little bit of contact between the two. Meanwhile, Sensation's having to defend from Keith really hard. Keith's having a look at the inside now, thinks twice about it, moves back. There's Keith, there's Danny. Keith is having a sniff at the inside, but I don't think he was close enough that time. No, he wasn't close enough. Meanwhile, up front, Jay Hewson's into the pits. There he goes, into the pits. Bidzster will go through, but I'm sure with the boost he'll catch up in no time. TY's coming through as well. Jay Hewson's coming out of the pits, so yeah, Jay Hewson's out of the pits. Sensation in 5th, leading the trio of leading the 5 cars that are behind him. Man of Steel goes to the inside of Keith and he's 3 wide again. Keith backs out of it, thinks, you boys just do what you want. I don't want to get my car damaged. I'm going to wait and see what happens and pick up the spoils. Danny goes through as well. They're on the back of Sensation now. Man of Steel right up behind Sensation. Keith runs a little bit wide there, compromises his line. But it shouldn't be too bad. Man of Steel, he's going to have a look at Sensation, I think. I can sense a move coming somewhere. No, not close enough this time. But because of the little compromise of line, Danny Quaver might close up. But no, Keith's instead closed up on Danny Quaver because Danny Quaver runs wide. And everyone folds into the chicane. Sensation does defence and runs a little bit wide. Danny Quaver gets a square one. Keith's going to look at the inside. Mr. Slow One's there as well. Again, 5 cars battling for one position here, and Mr. Slow One goes off onto the grass. Keith's up the inside. Man of Steel goes up the inside of Sensation, runs wide. Sensation gets back up the inside. Man of Steel's gone off. Do the little kink. Mr. Slow One back behind Keith, thinking about the outside. Will he dart to the inside? No, he doesn't think about it that time. They go through the last corner. 24 minutes into this 40-minute race. Keith's in. Oh, he almost goes and follows him into the pits and thinks twice about it. Almost runs into the pit wall. Wow, that was close. Keith's in for some fresh rubber. Don't know how many of them will follow him next lap, but yeah, Keith's in for some fresh, and he's already out, so it's quite a quick pit stop on GT Sport. No messing around. Danny and Sensation together, and in the background, Man of Steel and Mr. Slow One together. Mr. Sloan kept it up the inside this time. He's trying to. Danny's up the inside of Sensation as well. Sloan backs out of it. Danny's going to try and keep the pressure on Sensation. Down to the chicane. He's having a sniff. He's having a sniff. Good racing from Sensation in this race so far. He's the new guy. He's doing well. Man of Steel goes, tries to take advantage of Danny Quaver's mistake there, but Danny keeps it on the inside, defends well. Mr. Slow One's going to go to the inside of, and Man of Steel loses it. He's gone. He's lost it. He's lost the car. Mr. Slow One did well there to avoid him. Cypher's back up with this group. Mr. Slow One's up the, going around the outside of Danny there. Danny has to dart to the inside to defend. Now will anyone pit this time? For some fresh rubber. Mr. Slow One's in. Will anyone else follow him behind? No, everyone else goes around. So Mr. Slow One's in for some fresh rubber now. It's his turn. Keith has a little look at the inside of Danny, and I think the little dart to the inside phased Danny there because he went wide to leave room as if he was there. And he's gone onto the grass, and yeah, that's how you put the pressure on. Well done, good move there from Keith. Let's check on the battle up front. Jay Hewson and TY in third and fourth. They're closing up. Bidzster's got a little bit of a gap now in second, and Neil's in first. Still, absolutely showing everyone how it's done. There's Bidzster, Jay Hewson, TY. And then this mad bunch. Sensation's lost the car there, he's lost position. Keith's still in fifth. Danny Quaver's having a look at the inside. Man of Steel has to defend at the last minute. This is a mad race, this one. It's really good to see people battling out for positions and everyone having to getting some good racing in as well as just driving round. Danny Quaver and Cypher getting quite close there. Meanwhile, just pop back to the little battle up for third and fourth. TY's closer to the back of Jay, so this will be a good classic TY Jay Houston battle. We've not had one of these since the Gran Turismo 6 days. Good little battle this one's going to turn out to be. And meaning the battles, Danny Quaver's off. He's gone off and made a mistake. Was it now? Did he go off by himself or was he pushed? But he's rejoining ninth anyway. With the boost, he'll still be on the back of everyone. Mr. Slow One right at the back. There he is. Where he's gone through now. Danny Quaver's in the pits. He's made his pit stop, so he'll be closing up now. So he's on fresh rubber. So out of all these in this little battle, Keith is fifth. Man of Steel sixth. Cypher seventh. Sensation eighth. Mr. Slow One ninth, who's really trying to get back up and close up to everyone. Danny Quaver 10th is out of the pitch. You can see the boost working for him. You can see how much he can throw the car into the corners. Man of Steel's run a bit wide there. Has he left himself open to attack from Sensation? He has. As they come down to the chicane, I think everyone's going to hold position there. Let's have a look at the battle between Jay Houston and TY. TY's got through past Jay Houston. TY moves with the... makes a little mistake. Jay Houston goes up the inside, and Jay Houston gets the move done. Good move there from Jay. I think they're both catching up to Bidzster as well. Bidzster's gone off the pace somehow. Neil's still out front, leading the way. It's like with Neil, it's like there's no boost off. But oh well. Keith in fifth. Man of Steel's lost it. Man of Steel's lost it. Too much power on the exit. Didn't have any time to correct. And goes down to ninth. Unlucky there. Danny Quaver's close to 9th, 10th. He'll be soon on the back of this bunch. As they all go down towards the first corner, Cypher's having a look at the inside of Sensation. Cypher's having a look. He's up the inside. Oh no, he takes him off! Just hits him, runs into the side of Sensation, and then runs a bit wide himself. And Man of Steel. Whoa, Man of Steel goes through, and Mr. Slow One would have gone through but made an error. So all change again. They all come through towards the long left-hander. Jay Houston and TY still close, and they're both closing to the back of Bidzster again. So Bidzster's off the pace in this one. He can't seem to find a good rhythm, I don't think. Jay Houston's having a look at the inside, a little sniff, but no, TY covers it off. It's not going to be that easy. into the little king. TY runs a bit wide, Jay Houston goes through. That's all it takes, one little mistake. And Jay Houston takes advantage. Just show how much lead Neil's got. There's Neil exiting the first corner, and there's Bidzster coming down towards the start line. So that's quite a lead for Booster being on. We got these two battling it out, and then we've got everyone else battling out for 5th. Man of Steel goes on the grass. Sensations still got through there. Mr. Slow and Danny Quaver's made himself up his way up from the back. Keith's gone off somewhere. Keith, there he is, recovering. So Keith's made an error somewhere. Was he? I don't know whether he was pushed or not, but he's gone off. So I'm sure he'll be on the back of these lot in a lap or two. So it's Sensation 5th, Man of Steel 6th, but looks like Man of Steel's got drafted, and Danny Quaver's also drafting the back of Ian as well. Mr. Slow One at the inside. Mr. Slow One runs wide, and Danny Quaver goes through, and consequently I think, oh no, Sensation still kept hold of Man of Steel, still kept in there. Danny Quaver's up the inside now. Don't run side by side through here, boys, it's a bit too mad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that, quick as a flash. Sensation doesn't defend. Man of Steel's up the inside. He's going to have a look at the inside into the long left-hander, and he's got him. Will Danny Quaver be able to take advantage? Mr. Slow One's a little bit slow off the corner there in the background. Will Cypher take advantage? Sensation's up the inside of Man of Steel. Cypher's off big time in the background. Lost it completely. Man of Steel can't get through there. Will Danny Quaver be able to take advantage? And now Man of Steel loses it big time. Cypher's there. Who's that off in the background? Cypher's off again. Mr. Slow One's there. Keith's coming back to pick up the spoils. We've got just approaching 8 minutes remaining in this race. Neil's your leader from Bidzster, from Jay Houston and TY, who are still quite close. Let's check up on their little battle. There they are. Meanwhile, running back towards the first corner. Still going to be, I think it's almost 3 wide again. There's Sensation, Danny Quaver, and Man of Steel at the inside. Danny cuts back to the inside afterwards as well. Man of Steel's on the grass. Danny Quaver keeps the position. Mr. Slow One and Man of Steel side by side, and Man of Steel says, that's not going to work, Sunshine, get back there. No, we can't go sideways through there, that's a bit too mad. As they come down towards the long left-hander. TY's still ahead of Jay Houston. Still trying to keep it there. Order remains the same in that bunch. Meanwhile, here's the Madlock. Danny Quaver's up the inside of Sensation. Ian's gone. Mr. Sloan's gone up the inside of Mr. Man of Steel. Keith's up the inside of Man of Steel as well. We'll be able to keep it up the inside. Everyone looks to the inside. Keith and Man of Steel mugs Sensation. Sensation's lost it, and he's going to lose another place to Cypher. Sensation gets well and truly mugged out of that corner. Mr. Slow One's having to defend from Cypher without leaving him compromised on his line for exit. Sensation tries to cut back at Cypher and makes contact. Into the last corner. Cypher's on the outside of Mr. Slow One. Sensation goes up the inside of Cypher. As they come down towards the first corner. Brilliant racing between these lot. Keith's at the inside. Sensation's at the inside of Keith, but thinks twice about it. Man of Steel runs wide. Keith's going to go through. Man of Steel runs wide. Well, we rejoin. Sensation gets through. There'll be a single file through here. Go through to the long left-hander. TY's made an error somewhere. He's gone right far off of Bidzster. Oh, he's lagging. That's why TY's lagging really bad. That's why he's moved a bit further back. So we'll have to watch him closing up to other group. So Jay Houston's closed up to the back of Bidzster now. So it's like we're at the start of the race. Meanwhile, back with this bunch. Keith's going to get passed by Sensation here. He's going to keep it on the inside. He's trying to keep it. Sensation goes off. Keith's going to keep there. But Sensation's got the inside for the next corner. There's someone off. There's yellow flags because of TY. TY's really struggling with lag. That's why he backs off. Here's Keith. Sensation, Man of Steel having a little peek, but no, not through there. Coming down towards last corner. Sensation has a little dart out from behind. Keith has a little sniff. While Mr. Sloan has a little sniff at Man of Steel. This is where they all probably going to end up going 3 wide into the first corner, and I'm right. The 3 wide approaching Danny Quaver as well. Keith's got the inside line though, so if Keith can keep it tight, he'll get all these. Man of Steel runs wide, so does Sensation. Will the others get through in the background? Everyone folds in for the little left, right, left, right. Just under 5 minutes remaining in this race. Everyone's really darting now and battling out now. Man of Steel's up the inside of Sensation. Sensation's off onto the grass, he's lost it. Cypher goes through. There's a slow one's up the inside of Man of Steel now. Will he be able to get him on the brakes? Goes really late on the brakes. Good. Oh, there's a little contact there. Takes Man of Steel off. Cypher and everyone else folds in between. Keeps having a look at Danny Quaver. Up the inside of Danny Quaver. No, can't wait. He's still side by side with him. TY's lagging all over the place. He needs to get out of the way of these lot if he's going to lag like that. As they come down to the little kink. Meanwhile, Bidzster and Jay Hewson battling out for second place. Still really close between these two. With the last few laps and the time ticking down, Jay Hewson's closing up to the back of Bidzster now. We've not had a look at this battle for a bit, so we'll have a look now. Jay Hewson coming down towards the chicane. He's not close enough yet to make a move. They go through the chicane, he's right on the back of him now. Bidzster needs to keep a cool head and keep defending, and Bidzster's good at defending. That's one thing he can do. Bidzster is keep someone behind him. He's defending, onto the brakes. And they go into the corner, but he runs wide. But he'll have the inside for this little kink if he can keep the speed up. Will he be able to keep the speed up, or will he have to back out of it? He's not going to back out of it. And runs wide. Jay Hewson goes through. There's Neil. Jay Hewson goes through the second. Fatal mistake there from Bidzster. I think his tyres were going at the end of that. There's Jay Hewson going through. Here's the Madlock battling for the other positions. There's Jay and Bidzster. There's Danny Quaver. There's the Man of Steel. Everyone else still in line. TY's gone to the back of these lot because they were lagging, so good for TY to let everyone else go through. As everyone goes into the last corner. I can tell you Bidzster and Jay Hewson are still really close. Bidzster's not giving up on this yet. Bidzster's up the inside into the chicane. He's up the inside. He's got him. Good move there from Bidzster. Jay gets a little time slapper on the way out, which loses him a bit of speed. Come down towards the hairpin. Bidzster's still got it coming for now. Let's go back to the other battle behind. Everyone else is folding through the little curve, so we'll just go back to this for a second. There's Jay Hewson behind Bidzster. Bidzster's going to want to keep this defended well. I think in the previous group there's people off in the background. Cypher's off. Man of Steel a bit further back. Mr. Slow on there with Sensation. Danny Quaver. And Mr. Slow looks at the inside of Sensation. This will be a brilliant move if we can carry it off, but no, has to back off out of it. Keeps off. Sensation tries to avoid him. Mr. Slow goes through. Man of Steel goes through. Everyone's going to jostle for positions here. Mr. Slow on there. Man of Steel gets past Keith. Oh, car's lost it there. Mr. Slow One then a really bad twitch out the corner there. Cypher's lost it again in the background, or TY, whoever that was. Let's go out the last corner. Man of Steel's run a bit wide again. There's Bidzster. Oh, Bidzster's made a mistake somewhere. No, Bidzster's made a mistake somewhere. Jay Houston's gone through. Yeah, Jay Houston has gone through. There's Neil Farmack in the lead. This is the final lap. Good race from Neil Farmack, who's been in the lead for the majority of the race. It's like boosts weren't even on for him. So he comes around the last corner to take victory in the third round of the GT Sport Endurance Championship. Good win for Neil. Well done to Neil. There's Cypher's for coming in 10th. There's Jay Houston, going to be second. Bidzster's going to be third. He'll be kicking himself for that little mistake he made. Danny Quaver is pulling away from these lot in 4th, so hopefully he should be able to stay there. And here's the Madlock battling for 5th still. Man of Steel loses it in the background and loses a place to Ian. Sensation defending from Keith, defending hard. Keith loses time there though from defending, I think. And he's in. Yeah, Keith's still there. Car off. Oh no, Ian's lost it. No, not now. Man of Steel's gone round as well. Man of Steel's gone round. So there's going to be Danny Quaver in 4th. Sensation hopefully going to get 5th. Keith 6th, even though he's still pushing. And he's pushed too hard. He's lost it. He's spun. Mr. Slow One goes through for 6th. Come on, Keith, get it going. Man of Steel's coming up behind you. So it's going to be Danny Quaver in 4th, Sensation 5th, Mr. Slow One 6th. Will Keith hold on for 7th, or will Man of Steel get it? Keith gets it 7th, Man of Steel 8th, TY is going to be 9th. No, it's not, it's going to be 10th and last, and Cypher gets 9th place. Or does he? Because he's running wide. Will TY be able to get it at the last minute? Not over till it's over. Cypher and TY to the line. Cypher's on the grass. Side by side. Cypher just keeps holding on. Fantastic race there from everyone. Hope you all enjoyed it, and we'll see you again next time.